Helga from Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking, and today I'm making actually a dish that was a really popular and favorite dish of a very good friend of our family's. Scalloped cabbage. You know, it's fall, it's cabbage season, and this is a great way to make it. I've made other cabbage dishes, and this was a huge head, like huge. I already made halushki with it and coleslaw, but today I'm going to do scalloped cabbage. And I think this will be a crowd pleaser for you. I'm making it with some butternut squash and some ham loaf tonight for dinner. So this recipe is courtesy of Ruth Dugan. Ruth was a very good family friend, and she passed away several years ago. At her funeral, the family actually handed out 4 of her favorite recipes because she wanted to share them and always keep them going on. And I thought this was probably one of the best ways I could help the family do that. So this is Ruth Dugan's scalloped cabbage. There's a cabbage. I got the cabbage up in smaller pieces, more bite-sized pieces, and I'm going to parboil it in lightly salted water for about 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is up, boiling in the lightly salted water, and I'm going to drain this off because then we're going to make our roux, or white sauce for this. Now for the white sauce. A couple tablespoons of butter. Melt that in here quick. Then we're going to add a couple tablespoons of flour. Soak up all that good butter. And then we're going to add our milk. 2 cups of milk. And we're going to get this mixed in and let it come up to a boil for 1 minute. And when you're doing this, do it over no higher than a medium heat because you don't want this to burn. So you can see it thickened up a little bit, and we're in the minute of boiling. If you can see there, it's bubbling away. But you want to keep stirring it during this minute boil so that you don't burn or stick. And I'm sure the next part is the cheese. I'm not actually putting it in this, making a cheese sauce all at once. I'm sure you could, but I'm doing this the way that Ruth made it, and her way really rocks, so I'm not going to argue with goodness. And the next part is assembly. So I already have thin coat of oil in my cast, and I'm going to put half my cabbage in, like so. Spread that around the bottom. Then I'm going to put half my cheese in, sprinkle that around, because everything's so good with cheese. And she has, which I will include in the recipe down below, a certain brand, and I actually couldn't find that anymore. So I'm using a Sharp because that was similar to what she had. And then I'm going to pour half of this roux over. And just even this out a little bit so it's all over. Like that. And I'm going to add the other half of my cabbage. Like this. The rest of the white sauce, like that. I'm going to spread this around so it gets all over. Here we go, like that. Sprinkle the rest of the cheese on like this. And I'm gonna add a few breadcrumbs. Just give it a nice little crunch on top. Then I'm gonna stick it in the oven at 350 for a half hour. And it's done. Listen to that sizzle and bubble. All out of the oven. You know what comes next, the taste test. So here's a look of what it looks like on the plate. Doesn't it look good? And gonna give it a try. Oh man, it looks like it's a little bit hot. Maybe a lot hot. Oh man. That is so creamy and delicious and wonderful. If you don't like cabbage this way, you're nuts. Delicious. And a little ham loaf. And a little mashed butternut squash mash, which I did a video on that too. It's simple, easy to do, tastes delicious. And some wonderful fall flavors. So, that is scalloped cabbage. And thanks to Ruth Dugan and her family for sharing the recipe. It'll keep living on in her memory for a long time. Another easy meal. Not quick. This one takes a little bit longer. The cabbage itself, half an hour in the oven at 350 is all it takes. But you have to parboil the cabbage for about 10 minutes beforehand and then make the white sauce. But still not terribly hard. And it's something you can make up for a big dinner. It feeds quite a few people, so it's really handy that way in a casserole dish. I just like doing stuff in cast. So, there you go, scalloped cabbage. Subscribe and join me next time here in Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking.